These are the two exercises to get incredibly large forearms. Your forearms are the only muscles that are always visible, yet the problem is, as fitness trainer Samir Mandal points out, there's a widespread tendency to ignore strengthening the forearm muscles, especially in older adults. But is it wise to ignore training these muscles? Here's something most men and women don't know. Grip strength, according to research, is an important biomarker of the quality of life of older adults, and this is directly linked to the strength of your forearms. So building strong forearms is not just for visual appeal, but it will directly affect your independence, confidence, and ability to handle daily tasks without struggling as you age. Your forearms contain over 20 different muscles, but for building size and strength, we need to focus on the major muscle groups. The flexors on the front create thickness and mass on the underside of your forearm. The extensors on the back create definition and width. The brachioradialis creates that impressive muscle belly near your elbow that really makes forearms look and feel powerful. Today, I'm going to show you 2 core exercises you can do anywhere. Then I'll give you 3 bonus exercises that will take your forearm strength to the next level. Let's start with wrist flexion. This is your primary mass builder for forearm thickness, because they target the wrist flexor muscles responsible for the bulk on the underside or the anterior of the forearm. Sit comfortably and rest your forearm on your thigh with your wrist hanging over your knee, palm facing up. This exercise targets the flexor muscles that create the meaty thickness on the underside of your forearms. Start the movement by curling the weight up using only your wrist. Focus on getting a full range of motion. Let the weight stretch your wrist at the bottom, then curl it as high as possible. Squeeze hard at the top and feel those flexor muscles contract. For building size, you want to work in the 12 to 15 rep range with a weight that challenges you in the last few reps. Start conservatively, but don't be afraid to progress the weight as you get stronger. Some people can eventually work up to 20 or 30 pounds in this exercise. The key is controlled movement with progressive overload. Each week, try to add 1 more rep or increase the weight slightly. This constant progression is what forces your forearm muscles to grow larger and more defined. This exercise specifically builds the mass that gives your forearms that thick, powerful appearance from the side view. The next exercise focuses on training wrist extensors. When you train your wrist extensors, you're balancing forearm development, enhancing your forearm's function, size, and muscular definition. In the same seated position, flip your hand over so your palm faces down. You'll use lighter weight here, but don't let that fool you. This exercise is crucial for complete forearm development. Lift the weight by raising your wrist up, like you're waving goodbye with resistance. Focus on the peak contraction at the top. This is where the muscle building magic happens. These extensor muscles are what give your forearms that impressive, defined look when your arms are straight. They create the visual separation and detail that makes forearms look muscular rather than just thick. Work the same rep range, 12 to 15 reps with challenging weight. As these muscles get stronger, you'll notice your forearms start looking more balanced and complete. Here's a mass building tip. Superset these with wrist flexion. Do a set of flexions immediately followed by extension with no rest. This creates an incredible pump and forces more blood into the muscles, which stimulates growth. That's it. Those are the 2 exercises that build forearm size and strength that you can do anywhere. But we're not done yet. I have 3 bonus exercises that, like I mentioned earlier, will take forearms training to the next level. This is our bonus exercise 1, the plate pinch. This targets your finger flexors and creates grip strength that translates to forearm mass. Hold 2 plates together with the smooth sides out, pinching them between your thumb and fingers. This exercise builds the deep muscles in your forearms that contribute to overall size and density. For muscle building, focus on time under tension. Hold the plates for 15 to 30 seconds, really squeezing hard the entire time. As you get stronger, use heavier plates or hold for longer periods. This exercise adds thickness to your forearms from a different angle than wrist curls. It builds the muscles that run deep through your forearms, contributing to that solid, dense appearance. Our next bonus exercise is the reverse grip curl, which targets the brachioradialis. That's the muscle that creates thickness on the outer part of your forearm near your elbow. This exercise is effective for building forearm size and strength. When it's well developed, your forearms look thick from every angle, not just from the side. Hold dumbbells or a barbell with palms facing down and curl the weight up. You'll immediately feel this working the top of your forearms differently than regular curls. Use moderate weight and focus on the 10 to 12 rep range. The brachioradialis responds well to this rep range for building size. As you get stronger, gradually increase the weight to keep challenging the muscle. The farmer's walk is another bonus exercise that builds forearm mass through sustained tension and heavy loading. Pick up heavy dumbbells or kettlebells and walk with them. The constant gripping required to hold heavy weights creates incredible forearm stimulation. For building size, focus on using challenging weight that really taxes your grip. Walk until your forearms are burning and you feel like you might drop the weights. That's where the growth happens. This exercise builds both size and density throughout your entire forearm. The sustained contraction under heavy load forces your forearms to adapt by growing larger and stronger. Start with moderate weight and gradually work up to using the heaviest dumbbells you can handle for 30 to 60 seconds. Now let's talk about the reason why forearm size matters, and it's far beyond just aesthetics or grip strength. First, injury prevention. Stronger, larger forearms stabilize your wrists and elbows, reducing the risk of conditions like tendinitis and carpal tunnel syndrome. Many injuries in sports and repetitive tasks are actually linked to weak forearm muscles that can't properly support the joints. Second, functional strength that most people overlook. Forearm strength also translates to better hand dexterity for precise movements, which is useful in everything from cooking to using tools. Third, it supports all your upper body training. Increased forearm size allows you to train heavier and safer across all upper body lifts like pull-ups, deadlifts, and rows. In sports like tennis, rock climbing, and golf, bigger forearms equal better power generation and injury resistance. For advanced movements like muscle-ups or Olympic lifts, you need not just grip strength, but active wrist and elbow stabilization that only comes from substantial muscle mass. Fourth, better posture and balance. Larger forearms contribute to upper body posture by aiding stabilization. This can actually reduce strain on your shoulders and back, especially if you perform prolonged or precision-based activities. The bottom line, forearm size amplifies strength, safety, and skill across far more dimensions than most people expect. We're not just building muscle for looks. We're building the foundation that supports everything your hands and arms do. Here's your mass building protocol. Train the 2 core exercises 4 to 5 times per week. Yes, that's more frequent than other muscles, but forearms recover quickly and respond to high frequency. Add the bonus exercises 2 to 3 times per week for complete development. Rotate them to keep hitting your forearms from different angles. Focus on progressive overload every single session. Whether it's 1 more rep, 5 more pounds, or holding for 5 seconds longer, always push for improvement. You should start seeing noticeable size increases within 4 to 6 weeks if you're consistent with the progression and frequency. Your forearms will feel fuller, look thicker, and people will start commenting on your grip strength. You now have the complete blueprint for building impressively large, powerful forearms that go far beyond just looking strong. These exercises will systematically build the muscle mass that creates real grip strength, prevents injuries, and supports every upper body movement you make. Are you ready to commit to the high-frequency training that builds real forearm mass? Let me know in the comments what your current forearm measurement is. And if you found this video helpful, make sure you're subscribed and hit that notification bell for more content like this.